Ousted Johannesburg Mayor Mpho Phalatse has conceded defeat and says she's taking her removal from office in her stride. She was removed from office in a motion of no confidence today, with 129 votes against and 140 in favour of her removal. Voting for a new mayor is now expected to happen tomorrow.
I'm overwhelmed. I feel sad for our residents. I feel sad for the city. The city was in good hands, and it's really sad that it ended up like this. I am relieved, however, compared to the last time, that this was done legally, that the rules of council, the laws of the land were followed to the T. I'm relieved even as I walk out of my office, I know that it was done the right way. But I am concerned about the plans that we had. This morning we were announcing with City Power a plan to offset 3 stages of load shedding. I can only hope that whatever administration has voted in can leave politics aside and commit to seeing that plan through. Our residents deserve to have a break from load shedding.
The Patriotic Alliance as well as ActionSA have said on numerous occasions that your party, the DA, was not interested in saving you today. Do you think that is the case?
A lot has happened in the last few weeks of us trying to bring in the Patriotic Alliance. Unfortunately, according to my party, there are specific spokespeople on that matter, and I'm not one of them, so I'm not going to get into the detail. If you'd like to know who those are, it's John Steenhuisen, it's Solly Malatsi, it's Solim Simanga, and Celia's Brink. So I believe that they can give you the detail of what unfolded in the last few weeks.
ActionSA says it tried to save you. They even went out of their way to try and negotiate and bring back, of course, Patriotic Alliance back into the multi-party coalition. And it seems as if, they failed once more. How do you feel that other partners on your coalition were really trying to make their way to ensure that you retain your seat as mayor in the city of Johannesburg?
I do like to shift the focus and say this was never about saving me for me to be in the seat. It was about what government is best to take Johannesburg forward. We inherited a broken city with lots of problems, and we were doing our best. In the 13 months, there's a lot that we can show for the time that we've been in office under very difficult circumstances. So I think that's really what it was about. Our coalition was committed to seeing us through this hurdle into another season where we can yet continue to serve our residents. So yes, I'm very grateful for everyone's support and what everybody tried to do, but coalitions are tricky, unfortunately, and I think we're learning as we go, and I hope we'll be ready for 2024.
Let's get more reaction to the developments in the Joburg Council tonight with ActionSA's Bongani Baloyi. A very good evening to you, sir. So the chips have fallen in Council today exactly as ActionSA had predicted 24 hours ago or so. What comes next for the Metro?
Look, firstly, let me appreciate the role former Mayor Phalatse has played in the city of Johannesburg. I really think that she's a sterling public servant. And we tried at ActionSA to really back her and ensure that we get the majority of parties in the city of Johannesburg to constitute a government that is stable. However, we are where we are now. So tomorrow, the city of Johannesburg will be nominating mayoral candidates tomorrow and electing for a mayor tomorrow. And it is our intention as ActionSA to nominate our own caucus leader, Funzi Ngobeni, as a mayoral candidate for ActionSA.
And are you nominating him just because it's allowed, or because you're confident that you've got the numbers to actually have Mr. Ngobeni successfully elected?
Well, no one can be confident 100% to ensure what happens there until a vote is done. And the politics is the managing the art of the impossible to ensure that it becomes possible. So we'll keep trying until we get there. And if we lose, we'll concede defeat and embrace our role in the opposition benches.
How far are you going, though, in your negotiations? Are you speaking just to the people that you were in coalition with along with the DA, or are you also reaching over to the other side of the aisle?
Well, we tried to engage PA today. They were quite clear that that is not possible. So we're trying to consolidate what we have to ensure that we would launch a formidable attempt. But there's no way we can break the DA again after all it's done in the disappointments. So we're finding ourselves that we need to chart our path forward as ActionSA and ensure that we support our own candidate.
We're hearing tonight, our reporter Mbalita Tani was saying one of the things coming forward is that from the other side of the aisle, Al Jamar's candidate will, it appears, be the one who's nominated for the role of mayor, We don't know if that's indeed how it will unfold tomorrow, but that is the suggestion at this point, and that we're not going to get an ANC mayor as per negotiations to this point. Would you support that?
No, we won't support that. We're going to put our own candidate to ensure that we try and persuade others. It's a secret ballot, so anything is possible.
And Mpho Phalatse says that she's sad and overwhelmed by what's happened today. Should the people of Johannesburg be sad, do you think that they're going to be the ones who suffer most?
Absolutely. I think that this instability and fluidity of politics and the coalition is not a good thing for coalitions. It does not help to build confidence around the concept of coalition and the institution of coalition in the province. Because building up to 2024, people will be nervous what is going to happen when politicians cannot find each other and be pragmatic and put residents or the country first. So I think the residents of Johannesburg, and in fact South African citizens, have a reason to be concerned about the state of coalitions, because to date, more so in Gauteng, it has been significantly unstable. So we need to find the mechanisms either through laws that will need to be passed to ensure we stabilize coalition, or imagine other realities as well. So I really think this situation doesn't bode well for us. Those who are purporting that coalitions are going to be stable or a constant factor for the foreseeable future of our politics, because we need to manage these better. And that's why ActionSA was willing and prepared and keen to sacrifice 2 of its MMC positions to ensure that there's a stable coalition government and there's majority. And unfortunately, the DA turned the deal down.
I want to talk about those 2 MMC positions, because you and the DA's Salim Simanga, wrong Swali there, were interviewed by Mbali Tatani in council today, back to back, and I know you heard that earlier part of their conversation, where he was basically saying that the DA was not unwilling to negotiate, but the issue was around the MMC positions that were on offer, and one of them that was quite crucial that you and the other parties wanted given to the Patriotic Alliance. What was that portfolio, and why was it so contentious?
Look, Mr. Msimanga is confused. ActionSA was quite clear of the portfolios of an interest in. And 2 of those portfolios just happen to be transport and economic development, which by right, in terms of the coalition agreement, are ActionSA portfolios. So ActionSA, out of 3 MMC positions that we currently have, including public safety, when we met PA and made a proposal to them and realized that they have turned it down and they stated their reasons, we made an ultimate sacrifice to say we've now sacrificed the portfolio of transport, which carries a budget of 7.7 billion rands, and now we're also going to throw in economic development. And that deal, in principle, was then taken back to PA, and PA agreed, and all the other coalition partners agreed, and the DA wanted to take it back to their FedEx for confirmation or support, and they came back to say they do not support that. That was last week Thursday, when a deal was guaranteed that we're going to have majority of support in the city of Johannesburg. The reservations of the DA is as follows. They are saying the past management of PA of that portfolio brought lots of corruption and mismanagement, and they are unethical people, they are thieves. This is what, according to the DA, the reservation is. However, the same DA is still prepared to give PA a 7.7 billion rands budget in transport, which is held by ActionSA. So it was clear to us that all this time the DA was being an uncomplying partner, and a partner that is not committed, a partner that actually wanted this outcome to happen today for reasons known to them.
Mm-hmm. And the DA, though, says of ActionSA that you guys, in issuing that statement yesterday where you predicted that Mpho Phalatse would fall as mayor today, were basically acting in bad faith, and that was a premature pronouncement to make. Speaking to News 24, in fact, they said that Helen Zille said this to them: the ball is entirely in their court. Our FedEx met last night and sent an updated offer this morning, which was yesterday morning, Wednesday, in good faith. ActionSA issued their statement even before considering our offer. Who's lying here? Because both versions can't be true.
Well, we had agreed when the multi-party formally wrote back to the DA that we need a response. This is 48 hours before today. The DA was unable to come back to us. In a meeting subsequently later, where Thomas Walters presented to the multi-party that the DA has not met, but they've got a counter proposal which was rejected because we expected a written response. And we felt it's important as ActionSA we bring the residents into our confidence and tell them what is happening, because people also talk about these secret deals that are negotiated by political parties, and it seems that the only currency is about power and political patronage. So we took it upon ourselves to share with everybody and to put it on record, because we've got the facts and we are committed to telling the truth, however uncomfortable it is. And that actually forced the DA to move from offering just one seat to the PA and excluding ECRO relating to the conversation to include that. But they knew that at that stage, the Patriotic Alliance would not take kindly to this. I mean, how do you describe someone you need to work with as a potential criminal and someone who's mismanaged and all these inferences that are negative? So they don't really appreciate the nuances in managing coalition and engaging with people in a respectful manner. And I think for us as ActionSA, the decision we took to inform the public of where we are was a good decision, because now people can see the who's lying and who has conducted themselves in an unbecoming way and in bad faith, and that clearly is the DA.
Bongani Baloyi, thank you very much. Speaking to us from ActionSA about developments in the Joburg Council tonight.